preacher, in the house. So the word will be coming from Psalms 91. Book of Psalms 91.
I got it. Okay.
The first and the second
I
verse.
just got it right through the email. There you go. I need a light.
Amen. And it's read, he that dwells in the secret high place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say unto Lord, he is my refuge. He is my fortune. My God, in him will I trust. God's word. Amen for God's people. Amen. 'Cause he is my refuge. He is my fortune. My God, in him will I trust. God's word. Amen for God's people. Amen. 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 Amen.
Amen. In the midst of everything else I feel, I know I feel Him. Yes. That's my soul. Feel Him in my soul.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Bless your name, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Trust it.
God.
Yes, God is real.
I didn't see Him come in, but I hear Him. March. Amen. March has been going through a lot of tests and procedures over the last couple of weeks. God has kept me. God has That's why I wouldn't serve anybody. He's the only one that's able to take care of every man. She is. You tell our God our Father would come down in the precious name of your Son Jesus. We pray now, God, that you would touch my heart, my mind, and my spirit. Keep me focused on the word. Keep me under the anointing. In the name of Jesus. We thank you, we love you, we praise your right name. In Jesus' name. This morning, very quickly, I want to talk about being overshadowed by God. Being overshadowed by God. I've heard parents say about their children that they be so close upon them, they're trying to do my shadow. Because the child is afraid of something, or they just want to be close to their parents, that they walk in their shadow. When one is overshadowed by something, it provides a covering or a protection. When you go to the beach, they tell you to put sunscreen on to block the sun to protect you from the sun rays. But being overshadowed by God is our protected covering. Here in the text this morning, we have a great truth laid down before us, that those who chose to live, or those who choose to live a life of communion with God, are constantly safe under His protection and may therefore preserve a holy place and security of mind at all times. If you're in God and He's in you, you are protected no matter what. The Bible said, he that dwelleth, or he that sitteth down in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. What is the psalmist saying to us? He's telling us that those who by faith choose God as their guide shall find all in Him that they will ever want or need. When you have the Lord in your life, all of your wants is already filled. I don't want nothing but Jesus. Because if I got Jesus, I got enough. Because He's more than enough. But we got to, first of all, we got to have Him, and He has to be in us, and we have to be in Him. It is the character of a true believer that they dwell in the presence of God, which is their secret hiding place. It is there that they find peace and rest and the greatest joy, for there they are in communion with God. When you are in your secret place with God, you can shut out the world and every problem if it's only for a little while. When you go before God, you need to have all of your attention on Him. So you ain't got time to think about anything else that's going on, because I want to give Him my undivided attention. When you abide under the shadow of the Almighty, He will shelter you and will be between you and everything that you face, whether it is sunshine or rain. In all that you face, He will be there, that nothing will destroy you. You know, there's some things in this life that if you don't watch it can destroy you. It can mess up your head, mess up your heart, mess up your mind. But if you stay in Christ, it said that he is between you and all of those things that you have to face. There are three things that is happening in these two verses. Three quick things I want to talk about that's happening in these verses. First, in verse 1, we find a promise. We find a promise. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. A great promise, but do not ignore the requirements for the promise. See, God just don't give a promise. You got to earn it. Huh? You got to do something for it. So here he's saying that the protection of the promise is that you got to abide under the shadow of the Almighty. If you do not live close to God, you will not abide in his shadow.
Come on, preacher.
Protection is promised to the one who abides close to God. Protection is primarily in the spiritual, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. He has taken care of our frustration. When you are in Christ, you don't need to get frustrated about anything. Huh? Frustration worry you. Frustration make you think that you're going crazy sometimes. But don't get frustrated and fail in your spiritual realm as well as protection from the material and the physical things of life. Don't get hung up. Huh? When things happen in your life, don't fall apart. Or you need to know one thing, that life goes on. Life ain't gonna stop and wait for you just because you have been disappointed or just because something is not going the way you wanted to go. Life ain't gonna stop and wait for you. Life is gonna keep on rolling. And if you don't watch it, you're going to be left way behind that you can't catch up. Again, not only do we have a promise and the protection in the plan, but then we have a pledge. A pledge. I will say of the Lord. He is mine. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. Huh? Y'all need to read it. Read it like it's written. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. David ain't said nothing about nobody else.
That's right.
David has not said what anybody else is going to do, but David said what he is going and I is going to do. The promise has inspired the psalmist to great dedication and devotion to the Lord. It does indeed pay to walk close to the Lord. But it requires a dedication and a devotion to God that few people have. Dedicated. Give devotion to God. You know, when you really understand what David's talking about in this song, you put God before anything or anyone. It's not sometime. Well, it's all the time. You love that wife, that husband, those children, your significant other, whatever you're doing, you love them. But don't ever put them before God. Because I've learned in life that when the load gets heavy, when the winds begin to blow, when it seems all is lost and you get tired, he says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. God will be a heavy load bearer. God will be your hiding place. That's why Solomon was so sure of his security in God. See, when you know where you stand in God, you can make certain statements that other folks can't make. See, Solomon knew where he stood with God. Well, Solomon, in Proverbs 3:24, he said, when thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Thou shalt lie down, and thou shalt sleep, and your sleep will be sweet. No matter what's going on, you ain't got to lose no sleep over. Because if you're walking close to God, God already knows what it is, and God is already fixing it.
Come on now.
You just didn't receive it yet. Walk close to God. Here in the text, David realized something, that this God he is talking about is something different to everyone. But everyone is not at the same station in life. For some can believe God for everything, while some can only believe God for something. But David declared that God is my refuge, no matter what others say of him. I can hear someone wondering, why did David choose God as his refuge? I believe he remembered his battle with the Philistine. I believe he remembered his battle with the lion in the den. He remembered how God was his protector through all of his conflicts. When God has done it once, why do you think he won't do it again? The reason God won't do it again is because you don't do it right the second time like you did it the first time. See, when you was going through it the first time, you were so sincere and you were so humble and you were so dedicated to God. But he brought you through. He brought you through that one. Now the next time, you don't put that same dedication and emphasis on the thing that you're going through. You think now you have arrived. But the same thing that caused God to act the first time is the same thing you got to do to cause God to act the second time. It don't get any easier. It gets harder because the closer you get to God, the more trials and tribulation you're going to have. If you don't want to have trials and tribulation in your life, just go. Live your life any way you want to. Don't be accountable to no one. And watch what happens. David declared, God is my refuge. I'd have no other place to go. David said, every time I've been in trouble, I didn't call on my daddy. I didn't call on my brothers, but he said, I called on God. And God, David said, I cried and I cried. And he heard my cry and delivered me from all of my trouble. If you want deliverance, call on the deliverer. Yeah, if you want to be set free, call on him who's able to break the chains and set you free.
Come on.
Yeah, if you want to be lifted, oh, you ought to lift him up. Because it said, if I be lifted from the earth, I'll draw all men unto me. Yeah, I just want to lift Jesus. I can hear someone wondering, what do I have to do to be able to have that same relationship with God that David had? You got to surrender your all in all. David didn't get close to God until David repented of the things that he had did wrong, and then God began to lift David. You can't live like you want to live and expect God to come and do what you ask him to do. Yeah, David says, others make idols their refuge, but I will say of Jehovah. Y'all know who Jehovah is? Huh? Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Nisi. Jehovah Shalom. Jehovah Sitkanu. He is that Jehovah. He is the one. He is the great I am. The true and living God. He is my refuge, and there is no other. He will not fail me, for he has proven himself over and over again. When someone has proven themselves to you, you can trust them. And trust comes easy. I hear Job say, yea, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Solomon said, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. The God that David is talking about is the same God we serve today. Why is he the same God today that he was for David? Because he's the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. God didn't love David any more than he loves you. God didn't expect any more from David than he does us. But we have to get in line with God if we want God to act for us on our behalf like he did David. Yeah, David is talking about that same God that has not changed from then until now. He is that same God that made a way for you to pay your bills. The same God when your back was against the wall, he brought you out. The same God didn't wait that when your body was racked with fever and pain. That same God that when you didn't know what to do, he came and showed you how you was going to make it. Yeah, that same God. We can be sure that the God we serve is neither fickle nor false, neither weak nor mortal. He is God and not man, and therefore there is no danger of him disappointing us. How many of you have been disappointed in life? Huh? You've been disappointed. But thanks be to God that I know that God will never disappoint you. Now, you may disappoint yourself, but not God. God will never do anything that he don't warn you he gonna do. Huh? Whatever God get ready to do, you won't know. Even those who, when you get ready to cross over from this life to the next life, God gives that person that is dying some kind of give them some kind of sign that they know that time is at hand. Huh? You're in the hospital and you see people take their last breath. God's warning them that this is going to be it. If you're holding on to somebody's hand when they die, they grip your hand. That's their sign to let you know that I'm gone. And you feel the grip unloose. You know that they've gone on to be with the Lord. We need to understand, my brothers and sisters, that if we want to have that kind of relationship with God, that is closer than anything that we can ever have, there's some things that we must do. It is mighty good to know that whenever you are going through, whatever you are going through, that God is overshadowing you. It's good to know that you ain't by yourself. Huh? I remember the very first time that my wife had surgery when she had cancer. I was at the hospital because I hadn't had a chance to call any of my friends and everybody. So I was at the hospital all by myself, physically, but I really wasn't alone. But I felt the comfort of God as He was able to wrap His arms around me and hold me, that I wouldn't lose it completely. And my brothers, when you are close to God, He'll do that. When it seems like nobody else has the right hug, nobody else has the right words to say, God is right there to wrap His arms around you and just whisper. It's all. I ain't trying to pull your leg. I ain't trying to fool you. I'm telling you what God has done. God has done. That's why David was so close to God. Peter, you remember in the book of Acts, when the people brought their sick and the lame and laid them in the street, because they were hoping that Peter's shadow would cover those who were sick, that they might be healed. Because God had anointed Peter that even his shadow was able to heal people. When you are under the shadow of the Almighty God,
Come on, Pastor.
you don't have to worry about what's going to happen. You just need to get ready to receive what God is getting ready to do.
Yes.
Yeah, Peter would pass over their loved ones and they would be healed. The shadow of God is greater than Peter's. For the overshadowing of God is able to hide you from all hurt, harm, and danger. For He hid Moses in the cleft of the rock. He hid David under the shadow of His wings in the time of trouble. And as I get ready to leave here, I need to tell you one more thing. That there is a key to receiving this overshadowing. As David began to talk with us, he began to show us exactly how to get that overshadowing.
Yes, sir.
First, he says, He who dwells. Where are you dwelling in? Huh? Where are you dwelling this morning? I ain't talking about the house you live in. But I'm talking about where's your soul dwelling this morning? Where's your joy found this morning? Where's your hope found this morning? Who is the one that is able to bring you through everything this morning? What kind of relationship do you have with God? David said, ooh, if you just abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I ain't talking about hiding under the shadow of the shade tree. But you got to be under the shadow of God. And then David said, not only do you have to be under his shadow, but you got to know who he is. You got to know that he is the Almighty God. He ain't just somebody. He's God all by himself. And then David said, because I know that I'm under the shadow of God, David said, I will say of the Lord. What can you say of God today? What can you say about God today because of the way he blessed your life? What can you tell anybody about him? Do you have a story to tell? Do you have a testimony to give? Can you tell somebody how good the Lord has been to you? Can you share with somebody that there is a God somewhere? Somebody said there's a bright side somewhere. Don't rest until you find